Hey everyone, welcome back to my Loom kitchen, and today I'll bring you the second portion for my candle tutorial, and I'll be showing you how to make the candlestick holder. Now the number of bands for this creation will be completely up to you because you can make it as tall or as short as you want or as wide as you want depending on what type of candle you're placing on top of it. This is really simple and easy to make, so let's get started. Before we start, there's one item you do have to pre-make, and that is the rim for your candlestick holder. Whatever your candle size is, for example, I will be showing you how to make the candlestick holder for a candle made on 6 pegs. So you will need 8 rims. So whatever your candle size is in pegs plus 2. So 6 peg candle would need 8 rims, and 8 peg candle would need 10 rims, so on. And it's fairly easy to make. So you just get one band of your candlestick holder color, wrap it around your hook 3 times, take another band, wrap it around your hook, and then you push those 2 wrap bands one by one over 2 of the same color bands. So I hope you can see this. It'll look this way. So for my tutorial today, I'll be needing 8 pieces for my 6 peg candle. So let's get started. So right now I have a 6 peg candle on my loom, and to learn how to make this basic candle, just check out the information box below. It'll take you to the tutorial for the basic candle. And this is the height I want my candle to be, so I'm going to start weaving in the color of my candlestick holder in. So I'm on 6 pegs, but I have to weave in the color up to 8 pegs. So I get 2, I'm using clear bands. Get 2 of my clear bands. Put your hook through this first peg. Replace that peg with one end of those 2 bands and place the other end here. Another 2. Put one in the previous and replace the peg with one end. Another 2. Pull through, place one on the previous peg and replace that peg. Pull it through, replace that peg, put the other end here. Another 2. Here. And here. So you see now we're on 4 pegs, 8 pegs on total, 4 pegs on each side. Now you're going to get 2 more bands. And you're going to seal this off, but place your hook through this last line portion of your candle. Pull those bands through. Place it here and here, that way. Do the same with the other side. Put your hook through that last space, last line, and Pull those two bands through. There. Now we're going to get our pre-made glass rims and we're going to lay those around the 8 pegs. Now after laying those down, you're just going to lift all the lower 4 bands up and over on each peg. Now after lifting those up and over, you're just going to do 2 bands all around the 8 pegs. And then you're going to lift the bands up and over again. You're going to need a total of 3 rounds on the 8 pegs. So whatever candle you're making, if you're doing a 10 peg candle and you extend to 12, you'll need 3 rounds on the 12 pegs for the start. So just finish round 1, pause your video and finish up 2 more rounds. Unpause when you're done and we'll resume from there. After you finish your 3 rounds on your 8 pegs or your whatever plus 2 pegs candle size you're working on, we decrease back to the candle size. So now from my 8 pegs, I'm going to decrease to 6 pegs. So if you were working on a 10 peg candle, from your 12 pegs, you should be decreasing to 10. So you decrease on your edges here. Just separate the top 2 from the bottom 2. Put your hook through and pick up the lower 2. Put it opposite from where it comes from, which is the other end of these 2 bands come from here. So I'll place it here and just release these. So on this, do the same. Separate the top from the bottom. Pick up my bottom 2. And the opposite end comes from here, so I place it here. And I'll just release that. Now when you're down to the size of your, or the width of your candle, like 6 pegs or whatever you started with, this portion, you just do the same process of going around, and you can make this portion as long or as short as you want. This portion is this part, so you can make it a longer candle, a shorter candle. This determines the height of your candlestick. So continue just laying your bands around. Then after laying them around, just lift the lower bands up and over for however long you want your candlestick to be. So I'm happy with the height of my candlestick holder, and now from my 6 pegs, I have to increase again to 8 pegs. So if you were working on a 10 peg candle, you'd have to increase again to 12. So let's increase from this area. Now if you look at this portion, you need to pick up these two bands. So pick those two up, and I took a third by mistake. So you can do it one at a time. Let's do it one at a time. So here's one, and I will put it here, and I'll pick up the second one, put it here. And let's do the same here. So let's pick up these two bands. And make sure if it crosses the other portion, you can lift those two up first and hold them while picking them up and placing them here. That way. Now you're going to do one round on all over your pegs. In my case, in my 8 pegs. One round of the laying your double bands. And you're going to lift them up and over again. On these two pegs, there will only be 2 bands to lift up and over. Same with these two, and the rest should have 4. Not all. Now, last step, just single bands all around. And you're going to lift all the lower bands up and over, and leaving only 2 bands on each peg. Now let's close this off. Now we're going to start from here. Go to the one across first, put your hook through and pick up the lower band and bring it up and over here. Now you're going to put your hook through, push back those 2 upper bands and pick up only the lower band and bring that forward here. Now hook through, pick up only the lower band, bring it forward, same all around. At the end, put your hook through your starting peg and just pull a band through, tie that off in a slip knot. Help it off. So when you remove your candlestick holder off the loom, it's not going to stand right away. Well, depending on the type of bands you use, it could stand, but like these the clear and these silk bands are a little flimsy, so it's not very stable. And I wanted to try and figure out a way how to create something that wasn't so dependent on how your bands would hold it. So instead of creating more rounds on the loom for the base, I decided to chain the bottom portion so it would flare out better. So if you can take your hook, you can take a crochet hook or a loom hook, and on every chain, you're just going to pull 2 bands through that way. And when you have 4 bands on, you're going to go through the next chain and pull that through. Basically, you're just creating a chain all around, just to extend the base of your holder. So I'm back to the first chain that I made here. So we're just going to get 2 bands and just go to the base of your first chain and just connect those together. Pull those 2 bands through that way. Hide your initial tail. So there, you've made 1 chain on your base. Now if you feel like your bands still aren't stable enough, you can do 1 more round, or you can stay if your candlestick is your holder is able to stand already, and mine is fine. So I'm going to close this off. Tie that off, slip knot, and I'm going to hide that tail somewhere under. And that's it.